Hello everybody, my name is Alexander, also known as Andrievitz, and today I will continue on my ongoing playthrough of a game called Grim Dawn on hardcore difficulty with veteran included. Right now I'm leveling and planning to build a Conjurer combination between Shaman and Occultist, with the main means of dealing damage is Vitality skills as well as this damage type. Currently I'm utilizing mostly Shaman skills as dealing damage abilities or damaging abilities, and starting to level up occultist skills, which are Curse of Frailty. With later on I'll be picking up the vulnerability aspect of it, so to have more reduction to vitality resistance as well as defensive ability. So without further ado, let's go on to the Deadman's Gulch. I'm also utilizing a template for this particular character that I am later on will be posting to this video description, Twitch video on demand, and YouTube video. And also, if you like to check my previous parts of the playthrough, you can do this either on Twitch video on demand or my YouTube channel. All the links you can find in the description. When it comes to my previous character, which was Death Knight, same rule apply. You can check him out on my YouTube channel in its own playlist. So I am also using a mod called Grim Internals, which allows me to auto pick up blueprints, lore notes, as well as components. So for me, I can keep track of things that I need to watch out for, such as damage, like incoming DPS graph, as well as my vulnerability to critical attacks. It makes things more easier to do with this thing in mind. But you can definitely play this game without it. It's just that this mod provides more of a quality of life changes than anything else. And I'm also going to provide from time to time analytical commentaries considering this character and how he plays out. So for you it would be useful to see, especially when I'm going to compare this guy with the Dead Knight that I previously had. What are his strengths, his weaknesses, so on and so forth. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. I'll do my best to answer them. So far, I can just tell you a couple of things when it comes to this character gameplay. His main benefit, I should say, is the longer the fight goes, the more beneficial it actually is to me rather than enemies, because I can stack more totems, I can reapply and create new debuffs, so on and so forth on my enemies. It's just that the initial phases of the fight are more difficult than later ones. However, the one disadvantage that I can say it right now up front to you is that as of this moment, he is very vulnerable to physical attacks. I mean, later on I'll be doing something about it. Just for now, I need to be very careful when it comes to taking hits in melee range. The other advantage I could name is his ability to regenerate vast quantities of HP back via his totems, as well as his skills that I'm using, such as Devouring Swarm, Wendigo Totem, as well as Lightning Totem converted to Vitality damage type. To be honest, the best thing that you can do with this character, if you have a time to prepare against a large fight, is to stack those totems up as high as possible, meaning their numbers. And I do refer mostly to the Storm Totem. Oh, and also, do not worry, the AoE abilities will not going to destroy your totems. Oh, this should be a good representation of it, actually. Yeah, like you just said. Well, like you just saw right here. I had the time to prepare for a fight, and basically my totems blew them away. Alright. When it comes to Constellation, right now I'm working towards leveling Wendigo. But previously I was leveling Bat and attached its proc to Devouring... No, not Devouring Swarm, to Storm Totem. Also, I was using the... That was weird. Also, I was using the Sailor's Guide Constellation just to get my missing nodes for Wendigo Constellation, and then I'll also pick up Jackal to have more offensive ability, but most importantly to pick up missing red points for Wendigo. So this is my current setup. When it comes to this territory, I think I can swiftly head to its exit, because I have done everything here which was required for me to do.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, like I said, the drawback that you have to prolong a fight with the usage of your curses, debuffs, slow effects, so on and so forth, rather than trying to rush into the fray. Or just in general, rather than trying to have a quick fight.
Can't do that yet.
If you have done everything correctly, then you should have no problems of kiting, killing, even big groups of monsters with or without an elite in them. This was something with vitality damage, all level 40. And it gives also bonus to pets, sadly. Alright, let's activate this portal. I'll go back to Olgrim and his survivors that he had found a little bit later when I reach the homestead territory rather than doing it right now. I do have just 2 dynamite, which means I'll need to go first to homestead and then later on to the Fine Barrens. Yeah, the drawback, the one more drawback that I could name of, I mean, with every benefit comes its disadvantage, is the fact that your totems does not have a very high radius when it comes to from where they can actually attack. Let's go straight to Homestead and dispatch some materials along the way. I mean, it's worth to do it, to kill even the lesser ones, just because I am utilizing the scrolls, which gives 150% bonus towards your reputation gains with your friendly faction, so... Oh, that was weird. Oh, I cannot hit him from there, which means I need to reposition myself right here. Let's continue to go there. I'll use this ground as my choking point. Well, I need to reposition myself. Let's aggro this guy right here, because there are a lot of my totems already stacked. Yeah, as you just see, the more and more fight is going on, the better it is for you in the long run, because your damage as well as your healing capabilities will go higher, higher and higher. So if you have the opportunity, or I mean, I should rephrase it, prolong the fight at all costs with this character. I mean, monsters will suffer more than your character should you choose to prolong the fight. So I have located Homestead, which means I can now safely go back to Deadman's Gulch, talk to Olgrim.
So how? Good work.
Oh, I should have talked with this guy who was giving me the quest of finding his sister in the mountain deeps. Whoops, my bad. I wonder if I can talk to him right now. I mean, I should do this. Yeah.
These are
Accept his quest. Yeah, same procedure. 1 point here, 2 points in mastery bar for now. Because more stats by default is going to make me tankier. Let's talk with him.
I wish I'm going to check.
Then with her.
The Legion is split on two fronts. To the north.
Accept some quests more. I mean, this should be it when it comes to their quests, but it's just that I first want to go towards the Fine Barrens, so I need to craft some dynamite to do it, to open up passage right there. And complete more quests when it comes to Black Legion faction. Later on I'll return back to Homestead and do their quests as well. Oh right, an elite. I actually haven't noticed him Just because I needed to rotate my camera. Whoops, my bad. I am trying to play with this thing in mind, with the camera rotation, just to see my foes earlier than they can see me. I mean, yeah, you can play with the default setup, but the thing is your HUD, which is this thing, will usually block your field of view. So rotating, in my opinion, is actually a good thing to do from time to time. I mean, yeah, I completed the game with the Death Knight character up until level 100 without even touching this option, but with this character, especially with his vulnerability to physical attacks, I mean, you'll definitely have to do it, in my opinion. So let's go straight to find Barons, meanwhile killing those Tyraels over here. I should definitely need to be careful around the Manticores and find Barons, just because previously my attempt of completing this section was a failed one, due to the fact that I got overconfident in my ability of taking so much hits from those Manticores. And if you're not familiar, Manticores actually hit not once, but even regular ones, they hit 3 times with 3 regular auto attacks. And the gist of it is that I swiftly got into the big group of them, and I got blown up without even have the ability to, I mean, not the ability, the opportunity to use my healing potion. This time I will be extra careful around those sort of monsters. And like I said, you in general, well, I mean later on you can, I assume, but as for now, you do not need to rush, quote-unquote, when it comes to your encounters with monsters. Just take your time, prepare your totem setup, as well as avoid those nasty damage that I'm receiving. And kite them around as much as possible. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm getting hit quite a lot, even by those regular grobbles, so yeah. I mean, if this is not your indicator of how things will unravel for you in melee range, then I don't know what to say more. I mean, yeah, this is my weak point, and I definitely need to improve it as much as possible, as efficient as possible also. But for now, I do not have anything better when it comes to armor or damage absorption, so on and so forth. So this is why kiting, controlling your big groups of monsters, is required at all time with this character. This is why you'll not see me swiftly completing certain areas of the game when I used to do the same thing with the Death Knight, or just in general with the soldier leveling process with the Force Wave. Yep, let's start dealing their quests. Yeah, so I am approaching the land where manticores can be found. Yeah, just kite them around. I mean, kiting does not mean you standing on one place and just pull back a little bit. It's actually trying to actively avoid your... I mean, not your, but their melee attacks. As well as applying your curses such as Devouring Swarm and Curse of Frailty.
Can't do that.
He got stuck between trees. Interesting. A lot of beasts up there. Fine, if they aggro towards me, I see an elite, because otherwise I would not have seen those rooting, I mean, grasping vines effect. Or perhaps I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm approaching first Manticores. Perhaps I could just lure them towards my totems instead of running by myself.
That skill's not ready.
Oh yeah, I should add like your mana problems. I mean, how much mana you're wasting on your skills is actually not that high, even with the 2 curses and stacking totems in mind. So this is the thing that I was talking about. First elite. As you see, as soon as he gets into melee range, he tries to auto-attack you a couple of times, so... I haven't collected the Manticore Poison Gland yet. Alright, so now I did. I'll go back and complete this quest. Yet another elite. Oh, she actually heals from those witch doctors. Fine, fine. Now healing won't save you. Yeah, they are dying pretty quickly, but it's not their tankiness that I'm most worried about. Like I said, because of the fact that your character is kinda squishy. I mean, not kinda, he is squishy when it comes to melee attacks. This is why I am playing cautiously, carefully, without trying to overreach. Especially for the things that I'm not ready to deal with yet.
That skill's not ready.
I do need to go towards the boss of this area. I mean the Manticore that I need to defeat. She's actually right there, marked with a star.
Can't do that.
Yep, there she is. Actually, this was kind of bad from my part. Yeah, like, remember your totems are your friends. I should go and complete this quest as well. Just for extra experience, I mean... the opportunity to level up once more. Have I picked up the second quest? Yep, I did. Fine, and I do need to go into the next area.
That skill's not ready.
I see an elite. I do not think that you'll go through the next area. On the bottom, it's actually a little bit to the top I need to go. Yeah, and then to the right. Yep, so in this area, first and foremost, I'm looking for a cave that is not marked on my map. And only after this, I'll go to the next cave. So from one cave to the other.
Can't do that yet.
This cave could be located in different spawn areas. So you just have to keep looking for it.
Can't do that yet.
When it comes to attribute points, most of my points will, despite playing as a caster, will going to be utilized in physique. And only, I believe, 11 points are going to be spent into spirit. When it comes to cunning, I'm not going to even touch it. I'll have more than enough just from my mastery bar when it comes to gear that I will be wearing in the future. Alright, so I did locate the cave which actually has a star in it, on it. But I need to find another one. Not this one, the other cave.
That skill's not ready.
The red lightning that you can see from time to time is actually a proc from my belt, I believe. That shuts the Doom Bolt. Yep, this is the cave that I was talking about. So the Doom Bolt ability instantly reduces target's HP, as well as their dealing damage to them, to a certain target, and also the fact that it has a high vitality damage attached to it. Plus, if the target is alone, it deals extra damage to it. So, all in all, a good skill. Especially having it for quote-unquote free is nice. So this is first cave that I was talking about. At the end of it, you can go straight into another one.
Can't do that yet.
So far, if you ask me what I'm thinking about when compared, like, side by side the leveling process with the soldier and with the conjurer, I can safely say with the soldier the leveling process is easier. But easier does not mean actually that it's going to be perhaps easier not all the time, I should add. General stage in the beginning stages, yes, but later on perhaps things will change in favor of Conjurer. So I have killed this quest boss, and now I'm going to get another cave, which is this one. Let's go straight towards its altar, because right near it, you're going to kill yet another quest boss.
Can't do that yet.
Yeah, only after this I'll try to clear the rest of those areas. That's actually was bad. I should have prepared more totems preemptively rather than engage in a boss fight just the way it seems right now. Yep. I have dealt with him. Let's activate yet another altar. And I cannot carry any more items.
My inventory is full.
Yep. Oh, so I need to go here, 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 and only then here. Got it. Fine, let's go into town and do some inventory management. Which basically is selling everything that does not have vitality damage on it. And vitality decay. I mean, yeah, this dagger has vitality damage. But it's worse than my scepter. This book requires from me to have more spirit. Yeah, but it gives like +2 to raise skeletons and flames of Ignifar. It has more damage just by its own. Way more actually than mine. Yeah, perhaps it's still worth to use it. I do need to have more spirit. I'll save it until next level. This thing with the bonus to pets I'm not going to even bother to watch. Lightning, fire, wait a second, vitality? Oh, it's worse than mine, never mind. Ether Chaos. Let's check the next one. I also am kinda curious whether or not the game remembers your previous character that you have played, because most of my gear actually has one form of another when it comes to physical damage. I mean, I had played the Death Knight, so this is why I'm mentioning this sort of stuff. Yeah, like nothing interesting. And this one I'll just sell.
Got something you need stashed?
And actually, I should sell those gloves. What about this amulet? I should change it with mine. I'll definitely should have done this earlier.
I'll keep an eye out.
So gloves for selling and amulet for wearing.
Need something broken down?
With keeping the add-on, just reapply this Warstone back.
Goodbye for now.
Where was I? Oh yeah, Forgotten Depths. Oh, level 14. I was wondering initially if I can wear it. Yeah, like, let's just continue to research this area a bit, and if I'm not going to encounter any elite, then I just go straight for the exit from this area. Cannot go here, which means I do need to go to the right passage is blocked to the left then. Usually you have a chance of encountering an elite worms here or there, so this is why I am roaming around a bit this place. Yeah, like those worms, you have a chance of some of them being from elite variety, but it looks like I am not that lucky. Fine, then I'll go... Wait, where was I initially? I need to go... This area? Yeah. But I need to complete those two quests first. Talk with you, then with you. So the only quest left to do is to go to Tyrant's Hole and kill a boss there. Yeah, the thing is that to put up those totems, it has a slight delay on them, which by default means that you should be a bit careful with your totem placement as well as your general skills cooldown effect. I am aware that you have an opportunity to restore a shrine up there, so I'll go there. A lot of grubbles. Let's click on it and restore this altar. Faster and faster towards the Wendigo mark. The Wendigo mark will give me more attack damage conversion to health as well as vitality damage, and I'm planning to utilize it on the curse. Why? Because curse on soft cap lasts a long time, and it's also an AoE ability. So in general it makes a good option to attach this constellation proc to it. So let's go straight for the Tyrant Hold itself. I do need to go up the hill first, but usually you have a chance of... Oh, never mind. Usually you have a chance of ornate chest spawning right under this bridge, so checking it, it's a good idea. Okay, you see this red mark right on top of monsters? This actually signifies that you had applied your Curse of Frailty on them. And as long as this mark lasts, Curse is working. I got hit a lot by this Enforcer, so yeah. Need to sooner or later figure how can I improve my physical resistance. I mean, yeah, I know the general gist of it is just to have a better armor. But for now, all of those faction vendors does not sell anything that's remotely better for my character to wear. Oh, I'm in luck. A treasure chest spawn right here. Let's level up from those grubbles before entering the Tyrant Hold itself. Should I check this? Yeah. This tower. Yeah, believe it or not, I find that those grubbles from time to time act kinda weird. I mean, if you curse them or do some form of a grout control on them, they usually tend to, in some instances, just stay in one place and do not attack you at all. And when you come closer to them, only then they start to hit you. Do not know whether it's a bug or not, but keeping this in mind actually helps. Do need to pick up this lore node from the right passage. Let's read it. Alright, almost got yet another level. To be honest, I'm thinking before going into the left, from Homestead, I think I'll go first to Conflagration area and return those cannons. Because I'm not planning to visit Port Falbury anytime soon. Yeah, let's level this thing as well. Yeah, sure. Because I have +1 to Occultist, which by default means that I'm going to have level 2 invulnerability rather than just level 1. Oh, but I need it. Never mind. I needed that extra spirit. For the book, corrupted. Yeah, this area will have in it a lot of those grubbles, so remember when I said that every character with an AoE, great AoE abilities will have, well, will feel himself like home here? I wasn't joking. Yeah, those things that you're seeing right now that I'm already respected, yada yada yada, when it comes to faction reputation, you have to keep in mind that, like I said, I am using this scroll, which increases the reputation gains with all of my friendly factions by a lot, to be honest, so if you do not have them, do not expect that you'll have same results when it comes to how much points, reputation points you are getting from them, you'll be getting from them.
Can't do that yet.
Yeah, like I said, the sad thing is that if you are going to have to reposition yourself, your totem setup will need to come closer to enemies. Or get closer, it's a better word to put it. I should not miss some of those hidden spoils in here. Oh, and also the damage that you're seeing from their range shots, the high amount of it actually, it's just the fact that my character does not have a high pierce resistance. I mean, it's to soft cap level yet. Later down the line, when I will have a better armor, I'll definitely work this thing out. But as of right now, things are the way they are. I need to... Basically, one more thing to watch out for. An elite. Plague Mancer Amulet. Fine, so this area has been cleared. Can move on to the upwards areas. What is this amulet that I have picked up? This one. Vitality, poison damage. So right upstairs there should be a lot of those grubbles as well. Actually, no, just 3. Strange. Yeah, right here.
Can't do that yet.
I should also visit the passage to the right, just because I know there is a dead end there, more often than not.
That skill's not ready. That skill's not ready.
Yeah, the leveling process starts to become more easier a bit, but I should not forget that as of right now I do not have great armor and some damage mitigation or absorption effects. I am mostly relying on my healing abilities as well as my totem setup.
That skill's not.
Let's just smash some of those boxes around this area. Yeah, later on I'll be utilizing the Bloody Pox ability just
Can't do that yet.
and leveling it to respective soft cap, and it will help me in a long run when it comes to dealing with those heavy hitting opponents. But as of right now, I do not have that luxury or option, better word to say it. Instead, I decided to go with the Curse of Frailty just because of the fact that having any form of crowd control is good, as well as applying that long-lasting debuff on monsters can save you. Yeah, like you see, I right there wanted to put two totems at the same time, and sadly, and apply right after that the Curse of Frailty debuff. Sadly, I just put one totem instead of two, and only then applied my curse. So, I usually go first for the destructible wall right here, just for hidden spoils.
Can't do that yet.
Actually, a good area, perhaps, is to put things here. Never mind, I do need to come closer to this boss. Debuff him, and then just run in circles. Hope for the best. Yep. To be honest, I kinda feel like my damage output right now, how should I put it, outperforms a bit force wave damage. I mean, yeah, like me saying to you when the fight lasts longer, you're dealing more damage, just because, check it out, I put one totem, second totem, then third totem, and this totem is also lasting, and then third totem. So you have the ability to do it. The longer the fight lasts, the more damage you'll be dealing to your enemies. So let's go back to those guys and complete final quests from them. Oh, and also thank you for the follow, Konenio. I hope you are enjoying my informative commentary, analytical, as well as the gameplay on the background. If you feel like you have anything on your mind when it comes to questions or just commentating on some of the stuff, feel free to do it in chat. So let's go to Homestead territory. And from Homestead, I am actually inclined to go straight towards the conflagration area. Yeah, just to get those cannons back, because not planning to visit Port Valbury anytime soon. The only time that I'm going to visit this place is actually after the fact that I will get my quest from Outcast faction.
That skill's not
Let's apply debuff on you. And then run while my totems do all the work. Oh, this guy is not going to die. Yeah, you should keep in mind the fact that Devouring Swarm right now, for me, or just for anyone who has reached this point yet, acts more like a resistance reduction ability rather than damaging ability. My damage comes mostly from my totems. I mean, not mostly, it's actually the fact that it comes from my totems other than Devouring Swarm. Just if you have applied Devouring Swarm on your targets, that by default means that they will have more damage from your totems. They will receive more damage from them. Why are they stuck? Oh, that's because they are blocked by those bodies. That was weird.
can't do that.
So, if you have just tuned in, I wanted to explain. I mean, I am planning to build a Conjurer from this character, a combination between Shaman and Occultist. My main means of dealing damage is Vitality, is going to be Vitality damage. And I am utilizing a template for this build, which I will later on link with the Grim Tools link. I'll attach it to this video on demand description, as well as my YouTube channel, so later on you can check it out at your own leisure. Let's use debuff on him. I'll go there just for the opportunity to pick up some more crystals. Yeah, perhaps I should also reconsider my tactic when it comes to engaging with the totems. I should engage first by applying debuff, like Curse and Devouring Swarm, and later on put the totems up.
That skill's not.
Let's do the same thing here. Curse those guys. Yeah, good thing that right now I am capable of destroying relatively quickly those crystals formation, because at the earlier stages of the game I haven't been able to do the same. I have been leveling before reaching Indigo Totem, have been leveling mostly with Devouring Swarm. Also, if you want to like check out the other parts of my playthrough of this Conjurer guy, you can check either video on demand on YouTube, my Twitch channel, excuse me, or my YouTube videos on YouTube channel. All the links you can find in the description. Same thing goes for my Death Knight character, which I had leveled up to level 100 and complete with him ultimate difficulty, but only the vanilla campaign. You can find this character as well on my YouTube channel, its playlist. It has a separate playlist for it. And if you are a complete beginner and you would like to check out Grim Dawn tips and tricks videos, which have some of the boss's deadliest attacks, as well as what types of resistances you have to working towards, and vice versa, what you can neglect on certain stages of the game. You can check out my Grim Dawn tips and tricks videos on my YouTube channel. Alright, so slowly but surely I'm moving towards the cannons in this area. Let's aggro those guys as well, closer to totems. Can I destroy this crystal? I should be able to do it. I definitely can. Oh, so you can put totems through the wall. I genuinely thought you cannot do it. I mean, it's not a high wall, so perhaps this is why I was able to do it right now. Yep, my inventory is full. I heard you for the first time, so let's go back towards. Thank you for the following, Ward0102. I'm hoping you will enjoy the gameplay on the background as well as my commentary. Feel free to ask any question, what's on your mind, what you want to discuss, so on and so forth.
Come see what's left of my wares.
I'll sell everything that does not have vitality damage on it, like I usually do. I mean, I'm looking for Scepter and or either those offhands, like a doll or a book, but you get the point. And what about... no. Those pants were bad. Vitality, chaos damage, pierce resistance. Instead of having +1 skills to occultist, I actually, with the help of this belt, going to have a better pierce resistance. As well as chaos resistance, which I am currently have none. And also Lifestealer Nova instead of Doombolt. Oh, it's level 40. Well, at level 40, I think I might wear this belt. Physical vitality. I'm looking for vitality damage, vitality decay. Internal trauma. No, thank you. Piercing with vitality. Vitality poison. Yeah, let's sell this shield, those shields as well. The thing is that my gear, the one that you are seeing right now, and gear that I was previously wearing and planning to find, equip, and wear in the future is going to be acquired by self-found methods. So nothing that awaits me at a certain stages of the game. So most of the stuff I'm either going to craft, find, equip, and wear. I mean, not most, but actually all of them. You can say it's a self-found method. I should keep in mind that also at level 40 I'm going to check once again, this time Homestead, Rovers, as well as Devil's Crossing faction for the opportunity to buy from them better jewelry, rings and amulets. Vitality, bleeding damage. No. Vitality chaos damage. I'll have even less pierce resistance, but instead I'll have more armor in general. More elemental resistance. I mean, from the left of the homestead area, not a lot of guys will shoot actually at me, so there will be just bugs as well as ethereals. But like I said, not a lot of ranged monsters. Yeah, sure, fine, I'll equip those gloves.
Let's take a look, shall we?
And I'll keep the add-on. Because despite having overcap in vitality resistance, I am receiving, and as well as bleeding, I'm receiving more damage boosts from this component. I believe I do need some points in spirit for a... Yeah, like for this thing. 368. Yeah, and this belt I'll put for now in my stash. Let's equip this book.
Let's take a look, shall we?
Keep this set on.
Bring me back something interesting.
So once again, priority. Have something with more pierce resistance, in general more armor. And I definitely need to keep in mind the fact that sooner or later I'll be facing against a cultist, which means a lot of chaos damage. With vitality damage I am covered, but chaos damage... I should have those sanctified bones, black tallows, up and going, sooner or later. I see an elite right there. Can I pick this crystal up? I can. Oh, this elite actually just went straight towards me. Fine, he wants to fight. I'm not gonna deny him this opportunity.
That skill's not
Leveled up once more. Yeah, I'll continue to work on the leveling right here. Curse of vulnerability. Curse of frailty, excuse me, as well as vulnerability stuff. You have to keep in mind that your curse have a high uptime effect as well as high area effect. And you can spam it. Like I'm doing right now, so...
that skill's not ready.
I mean, if you see new packs of monsters, it's in general a good idea to apply curse on them.
Can't do that.
Oh, and also your totems cannot be destroyed by any type of area effect damage, whether it be this ethereal ground or... I actually cannot hit this crystal from here, so instead I'll put totem closer. Or area of effect from monsters, so... apply them. You can put them anywhere basically on the map.
Can't do that yet.
Should I engage in a fight against this guy? Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, I see the Reanimator and Dominator, and I'll put my totems closer to this guy. I'm getting hit a lot because of his ethereal things that he is using. But he is getting hit a lot too. Sure, I'll use my HP pot.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, the lower amount of ethereal resistance actually have played against me a bit. But because of the fact that I healed, as well as my healing potion, I was able to overcome this obstacle. Let's pick this crystal up, as well as this dynamite, and return those cannons back to Homestead. So from this point on, I'll need to go to the left and deal with those bugs, as well as ethereal amalgamation. Yeah, cannons have been returned. I'll check a bit what they have to offer in terms of vitality damage, so to help you do it, you can type vitality damage. Just book. Oh. Yeah, it's a way better book than mine. With vitality wave. What about those recipes? +1 skills to shaman. I already have a belt that gives +1 to occultist. I'm not gonna change this. What is this? Hysteria. Oh, it's bonus to pets. So when it comes to gear, you only have your book, which I am going to buy and use it. And what about the strings? Nidala's Hidden Hand, Righteous Fervor, Acid Vitality, Attack Speed. I'm not interested in having more attack speed. Probably this belt, but at level 50. Also, it's level 40 in this belt level. So next level is going to be mostly centered around those...
Left of my wares. Iron well spent.
around having a better jewelry. So I have picked their quests from Homestead, and I'll first usually try to go to the
Can't do that yet.
Unrestored Devotion Altar. And yeah, like I was explaining, the tactic of playing this character, I mean how you should approach your encounters, is actually, if you are leveling with totems, you need to play around your totems.
Can't do that.
I mean, always tell yourself that totems are your friends, and either lure monsters towards them or engage in a fight only if you
Can't do that yet.
prepared your battleground preemptively. It's unlike with the Death Knight, which I was playing, you cannot just go into the fray and start wailing on your foes. You have to plan a little bit more strategically. I should also activate a waypoint in this area. As well as picking up this diary for a quest. Oh, this was a waste of time for sure. I shouldn't have even go here. I mean, on the field itself. Yeah, so there is unrestored devotion altar. And yes, the other thing that you need to watch out for is actually your debuffs, such as Devouring Swarm and Curse. Even if you are engaging in a fight against regular monsters. I mean, you can, even if you're facing against regular monsters, you can see this red mark right on top of their HP bar. When I am applying Curse of Frailty on them, that means that Curse is working. As you can see, like this red circle. Yeah, it's amidst some of the special effects, especially the skills that have a high visual component attached to them. It's sometimes I could like agree that it's going to hard for you to tell whether or not your curse has run out or you have some time left, but when it comes to Elite, due to the fact that I'm using the mod called Grim Internals, I actually turned off the option to see exactly whether or not I had applied my debuff on this Elite or I haven't. As soon as I'll engage against an Elite, I'll actually tell you what I'm talking about. I do need to go to the bottom areas instead. Just for the fact that there is an optional quest that you can complete. Yeah, those guys should be dead. Oh, and this house to the left. It's actually one of the places where you can... Alright, so there's an Elite. Let's... Actually... Yeah, you see, as soon as I had applied the curse as well as Devouring Swarm on him, those icons appears right under his health bar, so it makes things easier for you to check whether or not you have applied this debuff or you haven't, and whether or not it has run out. So I was talking about, yep, this house. Yeah, sadly, no quest. I mean, a corpse that gives you a quest for retrieving hidden treasure. This corpse, that's another Elite. Two of them, actually. Should have been more careful around them, so... Yeah, so the corpse that gives you this quest actually has different spawn locations, so it means that you cannot tell exactly where it will be all the time. I mean, you can check the grimtools.com link And right there you have a map, which can tell you every spawn location of every NPC, item, so on and so forth on each area. But I'm not going to do it. I mean, if I will miss this thing, then I'll miss it.
That skill's not bad.
Not an end of the world thing. And also, after I'm going to finish up with my Curse of Frailty, I'll go for... Believe it or not, I'm planning to go for Sigil first instead of Bloody Pox, although I might reconsider my approach. I'm talking about this skill. Oh, wait, not this one, this skill. Sigil of Consumption, as well as its modifier that's called Destruction. Yeah, so this is yet another optional area. You blow up the stones, you enter it, and you kill a demon inside. Yeah, I had messed up my totem setup a bit. But should be good to go despite all this. Yep. I mean, instead of putting up totems as I should, in certain order, I click 2 times on Curse of Frailty. Let's continue to go from the bottom and then stick closer to the left side. Visit the place where harpies can be fought. I'm not going back in town for completing those quests just yet, because I know that you can do some of them preemptively. And by preemptively, I mean if you know the exact quest location and you have the ability to do this quest before visiting town, going back and forth between NPCs, then sure, why not do it? Let's start applying those totems. That's one, that's second. Third totem should be more than enough to deal with all of them. Yep. Well, not all of them, some of them actually haven't aggroed. In this area, there is a chance that instead of just regular harpies, you'll be fighting against 3 elite ones. But a chance does not mean a guarantee.
Can't do that.
Let's roam around a bit and search for either an elite here or there, or just some interesting encounters. Let's curse them and continue to go forward. Yeah, so this is just one spawn location of this area. I mean, of this corpse that gives you Hidden Wealth quest. You can read what it has to say. I already know those lore notes, so this is why I'm just clicking on them without paying too much attention to what has written on it. But I would not advise you to do the same, especially if you are playing this game for the first time. Because lore in this game is actually one of the aspects that I am pleased by, especially from the hack and slash standards. I mean, the fact that it has also the choice option in some of the quests, as well as how lore is written in general, to my opinion, is one of the strongest things that this game attracts you with. So I am looking for the entrance in the hive, where those bugs are. And like with this corpse, this entrance can be found in different locations, so you just have to keep looking. Oh yeah, those scarecrows, believe it or not, some of them actually, when they die, they have... I mean, if you see that in them there is an ethereal spirit, and in some of them you can face an ethereal spirit that is actually an elite. It happens not that often, but nevertheless it happens. When it comes to where you need to find the treasure, you just have to stick to... I mean, if you have the quest up and going, then the closer you get to the quest location, it will be marked with a star on your minimap, but the treasure will always be in this area, in the left corner of this map.
That skill's not ready.
It's just if you do not have a quest up and going, despite coming closer to this certain area, you'll not have your option to blow up the stones, just like I did when I have entered the cave where this demon are. And you're not going to have the opportunity to grab it. Alright, I'm in luck. I actually managed to find a entrance to hive already from my right. First I'll visit the treasure area. Yeah, so this is the quest marker that I was talking about. Just blow this thing up, click on the hidden wealth, and your quest will be completed. Alright, level 40. I actually think that it's time to go back and visit some friendly faction before entering in the hive and killing this queen, Black Queen. Yeah, the debuff itself is getting stronger and stronger from Curse of Frailty.
Can't do that.
Yeah, let's actually do it before I enter this cave. Let's... And also I do not have a lot of inventory space left, and believe it or not, in this cave you'll have a good amount of loot. So let's go to Homestead first. I need to go up these stairs. Come on, stop stucking on them. And then speak with this guy. So let's sell some stuff that I do not need. Yes, a lot of the stuff actually have something physical on it. So this is why I'm by default assuming that the game quote-unquote memorize what previous character you have played. Chaos Poison. I would like to have something like this, only with vitality damage. Because my armor rating is very low. Yeah, mine gloves are better. Same boots. Interesting. Actually, these boots have more vitality decay. And that's it. The only difference is the vitality decay. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother. For 3%. Final. I have sold the stuff that I do not need. Let's put things into...
Got something you need stashed?
Yeah, and let's pick up this belt. Sure, I will lose the +1 to occultist skill. But instead I'll have more pierce resistance and chaos resistance. Oh, I will definitely add another thing. So, I would strongly recommend you to stack, collect, and store as high as possible Ether Crystal thing and Chthonic Seals of Binding. Why, if you might ask? The thing is that those two ingredients, especially on ultimate difficulty, you will require a vast amount of those ingredients to craft either your endgame relics or your endgame components for resistances, so on and so forth. If you will just waste them, like let's say on those shrine restoration things on elite and ultimate difficulty, as well as on the other stuff that you do not need, you'll then have to do the thing that I do not like to do it. I was forced to do it with the Death Knight. It's called run for components, or I mean farming crowns, as they say it. And it's actually, believe it or not, a boring thing to do, boring thing to watch, especially on stream. Yeah, it's necessary if you want to succeed on ultimate difficulty, but I would rather you like stack those things up as high as possible on normal and elite, so that on ultimate you'll not have to do those farm route stuff that much. Right, so with that said, I wanted to check the new jewelry.
Come see what's left.
What do you have to offer when it comes to jewelry? They are offering only metal. Oh, never mind. Applied to all rings and amulets. Ether resistance. Excuse me, vitality resistance, vitality damage. So they have their metal. A bunch of resistances +2 to Vendigo Totem. That's actually good, I'll buy it. Sure. When it comes to this thing, I'll wait for now. I'll check also the Rover faction.
See you around.
Let's go to Rover faction, check their stuff, what they have to offer. bit of a lag when I try to rotate this camera. Oh, they have also a action quest for me to do to restore the McDragon Shrine, which I'm gonna do a bit later.
I'll give you a good price for what I've got left.
So, vitality. I already checked their previous thing that they have to offer and bought from their those armor as well as those shoulders and crafted the rare belt. So let's check the other threshold. So amulet as well. No, actually forget the one that I said. So they offer amulet and I had bought metal. So vitality, Drick's Evil Eye. Yeah, it's more catering towards the poison, but it has some vitality on it. I mean, I'm not going to buy the thing that provides bonuses to pets. Yeah, so let's buy this stuff as well. Vitality damage, damage to undead, one-handed weapons, shields, and caster offhands. So I'm wearing 2, that means I do need to buy 2 of them. Sure, let's level 50 belt. I'm not level 50 yet. Let's buy this ring. Despite the fact that it gives bonuses to Demon Fire and Flames of Ignifar, I'll buy it. And the only faction that is left to check is the Homestead. Right, farmers from Homestead, let's see what you have to offer.
Come see what's left of my wares.
So same deal. Not enough oh. Yeah, but they have attack speed instead of casting speed, so perhaps buying 2 of the Rovari Void Seal is actually better. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to complete the quest for killing the Hive Queen, I will get my reputation. It's just that 40, 38, no, 40 still. And Vitality Decay, 32, 34. Fine, let's for now go for an extra Rovari Void Seal. From Rovers, and then I'll buy from Devil Crossing the magical augment that can be applied on those rings.
Price of what I've got left.
Extra seal, please. Yeah, those 2 will go here and here. Well, having a better equipment is definitely going to make things safer, easier, as well as faster to go through.
Come see what's left of my wares.
So, yeah, this stuff, rings and amulets. This means I'm going to need 3 of them. 1, 2, 3.
Iron well spent.
Let's equip new jewelry, as well as medals.
Let's take a look, shall we?
This is 1. With keeping this add-on on. This is the 2nd. Same deal. This is metal. Actually, instead of how much elemental resistances do I have? Oh, not that much steel. I was thinking about instead of having 2 ward stones to put an Ether Soul here just for extra ethereal resistance. Ether resistance, excuse me. Yeah, I'll actually do it on the amulet. I'll keep the add-on, but just to have this thing in my common stash. So, rings and amulets. Amulet. And those things go here. Fine, right now I do need to craft ethereal. I forgot how it's called exactly. Do not worry, I'll show it to you, as well as how much ethereal resistance it has. Yeah, this thing, Ether Soul. Yeah, you are more looking towards the defensive ability as well as Ether resistance and having overall less damage from tonics. I got 26 over maximum when it comes to my poison and acid. Sadly, I do not have a free sanctified bone, and I believe I'm not going to have it anytime soon. To be honest with you guys, just cause crafting sanctified bone, if I'm not mistaken, requires from you to have those tonic seals of binding. Yep, I was right. So, not that high resistance to chaos. Average resistance to ether. Still not soft cap when it comes to pierce. More than enough when it comes to resistances towards elemental type. Fine, and I have achieved some bonuses. Yeah, +2 to Wendigo Totem. Let's go and kill the Hive Queen. And I'll use this opportunity while I'm going and just clearing this cave to say hi and welcome for all of those who perhaps has just tuned in or watched my stream from the beginning or any of my other videos on demand or videos on YouTube, or just in general want to have some dosage of the Grim Dawn content. Nonetheless, welcome. My name is Alexander, also known as Andrievitz, and I'm playing a game called Grim Dawn on hardcore difficulty with veteran included. I am planning to build a Conjurer, combination between Shaman and Occultist. My main type of damage is going to be Vitality damage. And also when it comes to my main skills of dealing damage is actually the Shaman Totems for now. Yeah, because of the... Also, if you want to check the other parts of my playthrough, you can do it by clicking the... checking the Twitch video on demand. Or you can check my YouTube channel, all the links you can find in the description. If you have any questions, you can safely ask them. I'll do my best to answer them. I should add that I'm also using the mod called Grim Internals, which allows me to auto pick up blueprints, lore notes, rare items, so on and so forth, but the main purpose of me using this program is actually to see how much offensive ability, defensive ability I have, how much incoming damage my character receiving, so I can play around my strong and weak points more effectively. The other function of this mod includes the highlight of the enemy as well as your character HP bar, so you can keep track of the things that are happening amidst combat easier. Yeah, sure, let's fight them here. When it comes to Wendigo Totem, I mean the one that you are seeing on Q button attached on my toolbar, it's actually have a very high uptime. I mean 15 seconds if I'm not mistaken. So the only, how should I say it? The only reason if you want to reapply it faster is if you want to change your positioning, I mean your character positioning. Or if you just move, if you are just moving on to the next location, or trying to lure monsters in different areas. So either you're changing position or monster changing them. Other than that, you shouldn't be recreating this totem that often. Yeah, let's go for the next sized area in this cave. I mean, in this hive. Let's continue to destroy those bugs. Yeah, after the Wendigo constellation, I'm going straight for constellation for extra mana regen, as well as having more defense against physical attacks. You might think, what is it? It's actually a Lotus constellation that give you this option. Check in this area, and let's go here. I'm also going to have even more mana regen in the form of Lantern constellation, but that's later down the line. I mean, right now, because of the fact that my curse as well as well, mostly cursed are trying to take from me more energy. So this is why I am thinking about putting some points into mana regen is actually worth it. An elite? Sure, let's curse him. I had found an exalted stash, that's also good. Wait, I missed the destructible wall. Yeah, like to the left, where I need to go anyway, just to grab an extra devotion point. I will wait until this acid pools will disappear, and in the meanwhile clear the left passage as well. In the meantime. Alright, I had achieved Honored with the Homestead. This means I can buy their ring, although, to be honest, well... Poison and acid elemental resistance. Yeah, like instead of one of those rings, I can just buy from them the rings that gives more pierce resistance, despite the fact that it does not have anything with the connected with the casting speed.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, this guy is getting destroyed by my totems. Actually, I'll use this opportunity, well, to aggro those guys. The ones that are going to come out from Desecrated Shrine. Yeah, it was a good call. I did not want to waste any more time and recreating those totems yet again. Yeah, so those are my devotion setup up until this point. Bad, Twin Fangs attached to Storm Totem. Previously it was attached to Devouring Swarm, but now, since Devouring Swarm mostly serves as a resistance reduction ability, I have switched the Twin Fangs to Storm Totem. Sailor's Guide, missing points for Wendigo. Jackal, missing points once again for Wendigo. And now I'm leveling Wendigo. So let's go now straight for the Hive Queen. Have I put my point in it? Yep, I did. So I'm missing only one extra devotion point. Yeah, with that with that overcap of poison and acid resistance, I'm thinking later on to remove the anti-venom cell from my boots and putting the Mark of Torment on them instead, just because I'm going to utilize the Blood of Dreek as well as Aspect of the Guardian. And if you look closely, it will give me high percentage of poison and acid resistance. The more you put points on it, the more it will give you, so wearing the anti-venom self components on a character, on the one character that you'll create which have something to deal with occultist, is actually a bad thing in my opinion, just because of this aspect. If you have occultist as a main character or secondary, it doesn't matter. You're going to pick up this Blood of Trick as well as Aspect of the Guardian down the line. Alright, let's continue to get rid of bugs. So I had managed to put myself into a dead end. Sure, let's lure them towards me. If possible. Nope, it's not that... It's not feasible. And actually, did I have killed my first Vizier? Oh, never mind. Two of them actually spawned right here. Interesting. And two of them had died. Go, power of the totems. Yeah, I see the general theme of this character. Just survive and then your curses will do the rest of the work. You'll not have to think about how am I going to deal damage, with what type, what skill. You'll just have to survive and apply those curses. Or stack those totems. It's your choice. Reached yet another level, that's good. Yeah, like same deal, one here, one here. Continue to work on my mastery bar. Yeah, like usually I try to clear this room from bugs, and only after this I'll engage in a fight against Queen itself, so... I mean, I do not see any problems with it. Even, I mean, I have done the same thing on 3 difficulties with the Death Knight, so perhaps doing the same thing with the Conjurer will work. I mean, it works. Let's debuff her and start to stack those totems up. Debuff her yet again. Second phase. Sure, second phase. She didn't even have the opportunity to scream. I mean, you are aware, especially if you have completed this game, that she has a screaming ability where she screams and then rocks fall from the top right on you. Yeah, well, that was it when it comes to this queen. So let's right now go to the Ethereal Amalgamation. Oops, I clicked on the wrong entrance. Perhaps same thing will happen with the Amalgamation. I mean, the 2 dangerous attacks from Amalgamation itself is his 6 hits with pseudo Force Wave, Ethereal Force Wave that can stun you, as well as his Ethereal Geysers that he creates. Other than that, you shouldn't have any problems. You know what would be better for you to have on those rings? I mean, yeah, it dedicate more towards casters, especially with the long cooldown, but just imagine if they have more cooldown reduction effect rather than casting speed. I mean, because your Swarm, your Curse of Frailty, as well as your Totems are being created instantly. You do not have to, like, wait initially, but later on, if you have more, if you would have more cooldown reduction, you can create more of them faster. So in my opinion, this would be good to have.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, those Ethereal mages always saying, you cannot kill me. Seems funny. Yeah, it's cliche, but funny. Nonetheless. Alright, an elite. Let's curse him. Stack my totems up. He's already dead. You shall not pass through my totems. I actually need to go, I believe, in this area and then continue to go up. Yep, I was right. Let's use curses on them. Yeah, like, the great thing also about Vitality Caster is that he's not going to care about those reflective guys. You cannot even imagine how reflective damage works on ultimate difficulty, especially against the physical builds, physical/internal trauma builds. This puny Archmage, I mean only one of them, on elite difficulty, if you are not careful, can kill your character as easy as a certain boss. I mean, as easy as other bosses couldn't even imagine to do it. just because of his shield. Let's actually first, before engaging in a fight, put totems right yeah, like here. Yeah, so he shouts, he created geysers, he should be dead. Yep. He didn't even had the opportunity to summon for his reinforcements. Let's go and click on in the corpse this area. So how many lore nodes have I picked up? One. Only one. I thought I have picked up more. Never mind, let's go back to Homestead. Yeah, like talk with you. I can already complete their faction quests, which is, believe it or not, the easiest one to do.
I see your reputation as well. My scouts have reported back.
Come on, go up the ladder. Yep.
There are two other groups of.
Yeah, the thing is that previously, when I played with the Necromancer, that night combination between Soldier and Necromancer, at this point, because of the how Necromancers works in lore and game lore, I was only able to pick up the Order of the Death's Vigil, which are those guys. I haven't been able to pick up the Caiman's Chosen, I believe they were called. But because of the fact that I'm playing with Vitality damage, to be honest, I see no point in going for the Caiman's Chosen. So I'll go for the Order of the Death's Vigil once again. And also, if you have played DLC, I mean, the only reason if you're going to pick Caiman's Chosen is if you have something from them, something like an equipment, or you hunting for specific Nemesis bosses. Other than that, I see no point in going with them, allying with them. Let's go to... First of all, let me pick this ring up, as well as the component I'm going to pick up in the Devil's Crossing. Yeah, like this ring, because I do need to figure out a way how I can close my pierce resistance. And then I'll also speak with this guy. Yeah. Also, as you can see, those pluses, bonus 150% reputation. This and those three is actually, I'll show it to you from what you can get those pluses. It's not from this mandate, it's actually from this one, which you can pass to your other characters that you can create. I mean, you just store them into the transferable stash or common stash, and as soon as you create your character and you have the option to go in Devil's Crossing in your first town, you just go straight for your transferable stash and you just use those items one by one. When you open up, when you eventually unlock the friendly faction throughout your quests, you're going to see immediately that this plus has been applied. So, where was I? Yeah, I wanted to... No, this is revered. I wanted to equip... to buy this. And... yeah, sure, I'll use this opportunity to sell the stuff. Physical Ether, Pierce Bleeding. Elemental damage, Pierce, Fire Lightning. Vitality and Ether, no thank you. Chaos poison. Not good. Cold vitality. Not want to have anything to do with cold. Those are actually better than mine. I mean, yeah, they do not have vitality decay, excuse me, but they have way better armor as well as more elemental resistance. Sure, I lose ether resistance and movement speed. This armor would have worked fine if not for the bonus to all pets. So, where was I? I wanted to put a new ring instead of mine.
Let's take a look, shall we?
Yeah, like this thing. And also let's put the augment on it and those new boots. $13 over maximum. Yeah, sure, I'll wear it for now. A bit more. I am definitely going to suffer from those occultists, especially from the next quote-unquote act boss that I'm going to face sooner or later. Oh, and demons. Yeah, but for now, nothing more I can do. Alright, on to the Blood Grove territory. That's the wrong turn. I need to go from the homestead to upper right corners. Oh, actually I could have completed the quest, the Depraved Sanctuary. Yeah, I'll do it later when I also going to complete the Hidden Path quest line. Yeah, like this extra pierce resistance. What was I saying? There isn't going to be any shooting, guys. I mean, not a lot. I actually said this wrong, because those occultists have a range capabilities of dealing damage to you. An elite. Yeah, so from those guys you can find those clonic seals of binding, which I previously was mentioning. And it's actually one of your... I mean, the whole Blood Grove as well as Dark Whale Gate later on is going to be your farm spots if you want to specifically look for those clonic seals. Remind you, you cannot gather them from demons. You should only... I mean, you can only gather them from occultists. From humans, to put it simply. So, I think it's time also to analyze how well the Curse of Frailty works. When it comes to... I mean, the closest thing that I can compare it with is War Cry from Soldier Skill, because it also reduces directly the resistance that you are dealing resistance to your damage that you are dealing. In this case, it's vitality damage. And in the case of Warcry, it reduced the physical resistance. I will say that the curse actually has a higher uptime than Warcry. And also it has the resistance, the movement speed reduction attached to it. But when it comes to... The thing is that the curse does not deal damage, unlike Warcry. Warcry actually reduces instantly 33% of enemies' HP bar, enemies' health. When it comes to area of effect, I mean how well one thing covers the zone, I believe they are practically... Well, I haven't maxed it fully, but I believe they should have similar area of effect.
May this.
Yeah, sure, first quest from them. I'll check what type of items they have to offer when it comes to vitality damage. Mace, not interesting. Yeah, so... Better helm... Oh, bonus to pets. Damn it. What about armor? I'll need this armor that gives better... This chest armor that gives better numbers on it when it comes to armor effect. Yeah, despite eternal trauma on it. What about this thing? Bonus to pets. Perhaps same thing with shoulders. What is this? Ranged and haunted steel. Yeah, to be honest, I should have crafted the haunted steel instead of... it's time to do it instead of Hallowed Fang. But if I remember correctly, haunted steel requires more components that I do not have at this point in time. Sadly, but what can you do? Just keep playing and collecting them. So... I also need to check for this Chthonic Rift in this area for a rover quest. Yeah, good thing that those seals are dropping, because I am going to craft the Sanctified Bone. Mostly interesting in this, rather than in Hallowed Steel. Yeah, I assume because of the very high uptime, it would be a perfect option for a active constellation procs later down the line. I hear a fight that's going on, but that's higher up. I also should always remind myself that because of the fact that I do not have higher armor, it is straight lethal and foolish to go close, especially later on when I'm going to go into Chthonic Rift, to go into melee range against those demons. That move slowly, yes, but they in melee range hit pretty hard. Yeah, like the Kaiman's Chosen guys are definitely doing more more elemental damage, and I'm having a lot of resistances towards it. So I do not have should not have any problems with them. Usually I always save this woman, especially if you have DLC, you'll know what I'm talking about.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, the most amount of damage that those cultists are going to deal with against me is actually going to be from chaos, just because I have so low resistances towards it. And due to the fact that this Chthonic Rift that I was talking about previously is, once again, it has a random spawn location, so this by default means that I should check most of this Bloodcroft area, sadly, to search for it. Yeah, so you see those red chaos bolts is actually, well, from the name itself, they have more chaos damage on them than vitality damage. This red thing that you see from time to time is actually a proc, either from my, I believe it's either from my relic or from my book that I had bought. Oh, I cannot go there. I need to go through the bottom areas first. Fine, fine.
That skill's not ready.
There is a boss also in this area that you can kill. He'll be usually near the prisoners that you need to free anyway, so you're not gonna miss him. Yeah, the prisoners are actually up, I mean higher on the map. I just wanted to make sure that there's nothing more when it comes to those cultists. And also, in the meantime, complete the faction quests, which are collecting Malkadar remains. Oh, I almost forgot that there's actually another devotion that you can... There's an elite. Let's debuff him as high as possible. And he's dead already. Which I am going to restore, I mean the constellation. What am I talking about? Not constellation. Unrestored devotion altar. Yeah, so this is it when it comes to Legion. Black Legion. Yeah, those are prisoners that you need to free from this encampment. Fine, let's go for this altar. Oh, there's this boss. Fine. Let's see how well he fares against his own medicine, quote-unquote. Not that well by the looks of it. Oh, finally a better helmet. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree on +1 skills to Necromancer that I'm not going to have, but still, a better helmet is a better helmet. Let me grab my Wendigo. which I'm going to put onto Curse of Frailty because, like I said, a very high uptime means that it's going to work a lot, especially in big groups like this, like against those guys. Yeah, it has, as you can see, this circle, the last one. It signifies that you have applied Curse of Frailty on them. So I had freed prisoners, and I also have collected the Black Legion sigils. Let's get back to Homestead and also go to Order of the Dead Sigil.
I am told I did not when the Legion was forced to abandon the cap.
I am wondering, do you have anything worth from Black Legion to buy when it comes to vitality damage? Because I haven't checked with them yet. I mean, this is their Quartermaster. So... let's check.
See what's left of my wares.
So I am already... oh, respected, not honored yet. So let's type vitality. Only one item. Yeah, but it's a good item. Level 50 though. Vitality chaos damage. Sure, I'll buy it. What about next one? The next does not have anything good on them. Yeah, and only the final one, which is yet another hat. Fine.
Put it to good use.
So now it's time to go for the Order of the Dead Sigil. So yeah, like I said, the Curse of Frailty is actually outperforms Warcry when it comes to uptime effect. I mean, how long these debuff lasts on a target. This is what I call uptime effect. When it comes to AoE, they are more or less going to be the same in my opinion. And also when it comes to resistance reduction, this has minus movement speed. Well, physical resistance I exclude this because I do not need it right now, and also minus defensive ability, which by default makes monsters take more damage, and in my case, minus vitality resistance is super important because I am dealing vitality damage. Warcry, on the other hand, had also the reduction of overall reduction of enemies' damage. Yeah, so 2 quests from... yeah, and sadly because of the fact that you need to complete them, you're going to spend those Chthonic Seals on it. Respect it. It has so poor percentage of vitality damage on those shoulders, to be honest. I mean, 28, and look at mine, like 31. Yeah, it has a better armor, but still. Buying them just for the fact to have 70 extra armor? Is it worth it? With this thing I can, like, leave more. Actually... to be honest... let me check. Cold vitality. +2 to bloody pox. Chaos resistance. Yeah, no, that's good. And I'm going to utilize bloody pox later on. So... to be honest, like, this armor, I'm not digging it right now. I mean, has a low percentage of vitality damage, so this is why I'll perhaps reconsider. But when it comes to this helmet, though, let's equip it. Do I have anti-venom cell with me? Do not. Nonetheless, I'll equip this thing. Let's go. I mean, I assume the perfect option later on would be something like an Outcast faction, or, to be honest, Coven's Refuge or Barrowhole when it comes to first DLC, and when it comes to second DLC, your perfect choice would be either Cult of Solael. Well, some of those with vitality damage in mind. It's just that right now I do not see how those items will help you in one way, shape, or form. And let's not forget that I'm looking in this area for a Ictonic Rift. Yeah, and also you should keep in mind that the Wendigo Mark from Wendigo Constellation will deal damage to targets, so right now applying the curse before engaging in a fight against big groups of monsters is actually your priority number one, in my opinion. Because before it was just more for a debuff perspective, as well as for controlling big groups of monsters. But things have changed.
That skill's not
I mean, I can show it to you what I mean by Mark doing damage, you see? It deals straight flat vitality damage. Flat, I mean without any conversion, side effects, so on and so forth, and also it heals you. It turns some portion of your damage to HP. Let's continue to explore those areas, because I'm still... There it is. There's the rift that I was talking about. Yeah, but first I need to check how do I fare in terms of my inventory space, because where I am going right now, inclined to go, you cannot teleport from there. You'll have to find a portal in there. Oh, I have some inventory space, never mind. So you still have to find a portal to get out from this area. Unstoppable. Highly resistant to crowd control, but moves slowly. That's good, and yeah, like those monsters are going to hit you pretty hard if you're not careful, especially with my low chaos resistance. As well as physical resistance. I'm going to explain a bit like how those percentages works. The first percent number that you see is actually my overall ability to hit monsters as well as critting them, so I have 7% chance of critting them. The second thing is my defense, and also how much chances monsters have to hit me, as well as what chances they have to crit my character.
can't do that.
Oh, I had managed to find the boss already. Interesting. Yeah, he's going to be destroyed sooner or later. Usually this boss is way, like, to the left or to the right, but not closer to your entrance point. Oh, and also you wanna hear something about the perspective? These Void Fiends on ultimate difficulty, well, you are aware that they throw those red spheres that create pools under your character or just in general on the ground. So, like those ones that you are seeing right now. Those pools on ultimate difficulty, despite you having the higher or overcapped resistances towards vitality and chaos, those pools are going to destroy you if they will be stacked upon you. It's not noticeable now. It starts to be noticeable a bit on elite difficulty if you are standing on 3 or 4 of those stuff. But when it comes to I am hearing the portal from here, although I haven't picked up my quest item that I'm looking for in this area. Yeah, so those portals right here is going... I mean, not right here. Those pools is going to destroy your character if you are not careful on ultimate difficulty. Unless you're having like crazy good damage absorption ability or damage immunity, you're not going to have the opportunity to just quote-unquote dance in them while they are active. Those void parasites are actually highly resistant to vitality damage. This is why I'm utilizing Curse as well as Devouring Swarm on them to get their resistances to vitality a bit lower. And like I said, Wendigo, as well as in general healing capabilities of my character, helps me achieve this thing. Oh, so the quest item had spawned not on the top, but on the country. It spawned on the bottom area. Well, also, I believe this area includes a treasure trove that you can find, so... I should locate it sooner or later. Oh, this guy is not dead. Weird. Let's turn the camera so that I can see better monsters that are approaching from the top rather than seeing HUD most of the time. As you can see, yeah, this is what I was talking about, so I do need to put some more points into vulnerability just for the opportunity to get rid of those... got rid of those void demons faster. Oh, there's another elite, I haven't seen him, to be honest. I still haven't found my quest item. Oh, there it is. I should have remembered that when you got close to it, the star on your minimap will appear. Sure, I'll explore some more stuff, just for the opportunity to find a treasure trove. But instead I'll find an elite, which is right there, I assume by the looks of it. Let's debuff him as high as possible. I should pull him back a bit. As much as possible, excuse me, not as high as possible. Yeah, like those void parasites. Just wait till I get my vulnerability to soft cap. Then you're not going to be that happy. Oh, a charger. Cool. So the thing that you just saw is actually an unpleasant skill that you need to watch out for, especially if you're playing as a caster. Yeah, like Blitz, Charge. It also sounded like a soldier utilizing his Blitz ability, so this is why I was called it Blitz rather than Charge.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, they have a very high vitality damage resistance. Unlike those guys. I got despised with Ctonians. Closer to Nemesis status. Alright, so I did find the Stone of Magdragon, which means I do need to go to the exit from this area. I remember that this exit was somewhere around
That skill's not ready.
this right-hand side. Yep. With that said, what more needs to be done in Blood Grove? So I need to go to the right, complete yet another optional quest. And also the analytical, well, time for a bit of an analytical thing. Yeah, like those Void Fiends. Despite of me utilizing two resistance reduction effects, such as Devouring Swarm and Curse of Frailty, due to the fact that I haven't reached vulnerability, haven't leveled vulnerability effect to soft cap, by default it means that their resistance, they are more resilient to your type of damage. So this thing needs to be worked on, resolved as soon as possible. Especially if I'm going to go, and I am going to go into the Bastion of Chaos later on.
That skill's not ready.
Alright, let's talk with you. Enter this cave. I'll preemptively put totems here.
Can't do that yet.
Just for the opportunity to put some more. Yep. Leveled up. And actually, with this thing in mind, I am more inclined to put some points in vulnerability rather than into curse. So perhaps 2 here and only 1 here. I mean, let me check my devotion. So right now I'm inclined to level the Revenant Constellation, which means I do need to have 1 more red. And with Revenant Constellation I need yet another damaging skill to activate it, and I'm more inclined to start utilizing the Bloody Pox once again. It has a very high uptime effect on it. Let's continue to roam through the Blood Grove area. How many seals do I have? None. Yeah, like Perhaps later down the line I should definitely either off stream or on stream farm a bit of those tonic seals. Especially against those annoying cultists. Yeah, with manticores I do need to have a better armor, that's the fact. I cannot do anything better right now against them, other than kite them around. A big fight, let's join. Alright. Yeah, your main area of effect from Curse of Frailty will increase if you level the skill itself, as well as your duration. The second modifier, I mean the vulnerability, will increase just your straight resistance reduction, as well as offensive ability, I mean defense of an enemy. I believe I do need to go into this mine to kill the Ether Archmage there. Yeah, controlling them and kiting them is always going to be good. Roaming around this area a bit just for the opportunity to collect some more tonic seals. Not because I genuinely want to complete every nook and cranny of every location, of every area. But if the game presents you the opportunity to save you some time in the future by collecting some materials right now, why not utilize this? I mean, nothing can go wrong from it. So the only unexplored areas are those ones. Two demons. No demons. Yep. Fine, let's go to collect ethereal essence. Yep, I was right. I need to go into this ethereal place and collect this essence. Yeah, my buff, the Death's Vigil enchantment, is going to run out, but that's no problem, to be honest. The only concern is running through the ethereal ground. Because the debuff itself, sure. It's not going to affect me majorly. Pick up those shards, those crystals. As well as this dynamite, because why not? Stop shooting me from afar. Yeah, the initial effect from Wendigo Totem is good to look for. Not to look for. Good to look at.
Can't do that.
Anything else that I haven't killed? Yeah, those guys.
Can't do that yet.
Oh, and also one important thing is at Elite difficulty, and I believe at Ultimate difficulty as well, this area contains Devotion Altar, which you can restore. It could be important, especially for those of you who haven't bought DLCs and you are missing some of your devotion points. So try to lure her and not all of the room because of the fact that
Skill's not ready.
you actually can aggro another boss, which is waiting for you there. A bit further to the left. Yeah, so now that she is dead, you can actually aggro the second boss. Yeah, he's already aggro towards me. Let's apply totems. I got stunned. This is bad. Devouring Swarm, please. Curses. Yeah. So my initial position was bad, but I managed to persevere.
That skill's not ready.
Well, when talking about the damage absorption effect, I assume that later down the line Occultist's exclusive skill, which is Possession, is going to help you with some damage absorption, because it gives to you this option. It's just that right now I do not have to be honest anything that can act unless that can act or serve as a damage absorption effect, unless I'm talking about the Ether cluster, but I haven't picked any of it just yet. I was wondering why I was stuck for a second. Let's wait a bit and then run. So yet another quest has been completed. How much inventory space I have? Some of it is left. Let's activate this waypoint. I mean, going to the right is actually pointless in my opinion, unless you're going to farm for Kaiman's reputation, infamy against Kaiman's faction. You're not going to have any quests there for you to complete. It's actually, if I had checked correctly, it's actually only for those who have chosen the Kaiman's... Yeah, chosen the Kaiman's chosen faction. Forgive me for repeating this. You're going to need to go to the right. Instead, I'm going to go back to order. Yeah, and this ashes from... Oops, that's the wrong skill. Yeah, the sashes that you're going to collect is actually way later. In this area called the Tomb of Archon. So... Let's continue to clear the blood growth. This time I'm going straight for lumber mill. Or Grier's mill. I mean, in general it's called lumber mill, so...
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, the only problem right now that I'm seeing from analytical and gameplay aspect is the fact that I do not have... There's an elite. I do not have a ranged healing ability that can heal you every second. I mean, the totem heals you up close. The Twin Fangs from Storm Totem heals you only if you are hitting someone, as well as Mark from Curse of Frailty, despite of how good it is. It heals you only when it's activating, and you do not have 100% chance of activating it. So... using something like a Sigil or Bloody Pox will grant you this ability. I actually should... oh, I haven't reached this point yet. It's actually further down. Then I need to go to the left for a side area. It's not here, it's actually through here. $6,000 from one totem is actually good, well, with the crit, but still. Keep in mind that you can put up to 3 of them. Yeah, and the thing is, the more and more I'll go for the harder enemies, the more skills that they are going to utilize against me, and the more skills they are casting towards my character, the more mana regen I'm getting back from the Soul Shard. As well as, I believe, Unholy Inscription, if I'm not mistaken, also. Yeah, so this was just an optional area, which grants you a guaranteed legendary weapon that looks like a shield. The other you can find in the Steps of Torment. Let's curse them. Actually, I should own later, a bit later. I was thinking that I should go into this building. It's actually in this one that you should go to clear those demons. Yeah, like I said, the only problem is physical resistance and chaos damage. Later down the line, I will be more worried also about the ether damage. Yeah, so this is the effect of this Vendigo mark, as you just saw right there. Yep, so lumber mill has been cleared. I am inclined to move a bit towards the Dark Whale, simply for the option to activate a waypoint there at Dark Whale Gate, and only from Dark Whale Gate I'm going to teleport back to Homestead. let's continue to work towards my goal. Oh, and actually, believe it or not, on my Death Knight character from in this area, I believe from my regular chest, I got my Best in Slot ring. It actually was a world drop, meaning that this item could drop anywhere on the map. Well, and I'm not gonna tell you that not going to deny that I got lucky there a bit. I wasn't specifically looking for this ring, it just was there for me to find it. Somewhere around this place you can destroy a wall. Oh, it's actually a little bit later. Yeah, there it is.
That skill's not.
Alright, now I'm going straight for the Dark Whale's village. And right there I'll have an opportunity to fight against more elites, as well as a boss, if I'm not mistaken, and activate a shrine.
Can't do that.
Yeah, this is the passage to it. Also, you can utilize this area as well if you want to farm for Chthonic Seals of Binding, since right here you'll be facing more against cultists rather than demons,
That skill.
as you can witness right now.
Can't do that.
Let's aggro them, okay, towards me. There is a chance of you getting something useful even from those boxes, such as rare items, which you can then sell for gold. But the chance is not that high. As you can see right there, I have collected 1 Chthonic Seals of Binding. I need to click on those lore notes for extra experience. I believe you do need 4 to craftify, new word guys, craftify, to craft a single sanctified bone. Which is going to be super useful when you're going to go into Bastion of Chaos. Yeah, dynamite right here is good, but this is not the optimal area for you to... How should I put? To gather dynamite, if this is your goal. The most optimal area for it is actually Crowley's hideout, as well as its surrounding area, such as mines, so on and so forth. So this area is, like I said, mostly catering towards farming your
That skill's not.
tonic seals, in case you're in need of them. And also, this area contains 1 treasure trove. Got my blueprint. Yeah, I'm doing things a bit wrong. I should like debuff them with the curse and then go for my next skills. Once again, gather lore notes. And do not forget that lore notes on early difficulty is easy and good way of gaining your good amount of experience points. Yeah, so I usually go first for the boss and then I'll actually try it for... I mean, not try. Actually go for the Desecrated Shrine. I mean, after the boss has been defeated. Let's preemptively stack some totems and it's... yeah, it's the time.
That skill's not ready. My inventory is full.
No, my inventory is full. Yeah, so I was moving towards the Revenant right now.
My inventory is full.
Actually, I'll go... well, to be honest, I believe you cannot exit from this area if you decide to go from it. I wanted to go and activate the waypoint portal first. And only after it to go and sell some stuff. And also while I'm selling items and doing inventory management, I'll once again say for all those who is watching or perhaps has just tuned in or watched my previous videos or just decided to get a dose of Grim Dawn content, nonetheless, welcome. My name is Alexander, also known as Andreyevitz, and I'm playing a game called Grim Dawn on hardcore difficulty with veteran included. I am planning to go for the Conjurer character, combination between Shaman and Occultist. My main means of dealing damage is Vitality damage. Oh, great pants finally. And my main goal towards this character is to get him to ultimate and right there go for the Dark One set. If you want to see how this Dark One set looks and how my character is going to look like at level 100, I will leave a template at Grim Tools website, either both in this Twitch video on demand description later on and on my future YouTube video. Also, if you want to check other parts of my playthrough with this character or that Knight character, which I was able to level until the level 100 and complete with him ultimate difficulty, only the vanilla content, but still, you can do it on my YouTube channel. When it comes to this character playthrough, you can do it both on my YouTube channel and on Twitch video on demand. Also, feel free to ask any question in chat regarding game aspects or in general. I'll try to do my best to answer them. Hopefully you're having good time watching some of the Grim Dawn gameplay as well as my informative / analytical commentary. So I do see that when it comes to gear, I mostly managed to find a better pants and that's it. Yeah, it's vitality damage converted to chaos damage, so this is why it shows that I'm gaining so little when it comes to the pure damage numbers itself. Rare offhand, level 35. Crown Slam? Summon Briathorn? Who is Briathorn? Oh, bonus to pets. I could have simply sell it when it says bonus to pets and not read anything else. I sell an eye, which doesn't have anything useful on it. Elemental damage. Yeah, sell this thing and this thing as well. because I have a better version of the same legendary. So,
Iron well spent.
new pens. Let's change them.
Green is my specialty.
Reapply the silk swatch.
Bring me back something interesting.
Have I put my devotion point? Yep, I did. Just double checking.
Got something you need stashed?
Yeah, let's put those things here. Same as the scrap. Cluster, tonic seals. Only 2 of them. Yeah, like I do need 2 more.
I'll keep an eye on this.
So, yeah, the thing is that I should manage to level fully the Curse of Vulnerability and only there either go straight for Sigil or start going for Bloody Pox before I will reach the Revenant ability. Where was I? Oh yeah. Need to go to Darkveil Gate. Yeah, the Darkveil Gate itself, I mean these 2 floors, but I usually utilize one of them, is yet again a good spot if you want to look for your tonic seals. I have purposely not put anything to my helmet because I do want to craft and apply on it sacrified? No, not sacrified. Sanctified bone, excuse me. I believe it's either around here or on the next area you can find a destructible wall, which you can break and click on the hidden spoils. Let me check.
That skill's not ready.
Oh, and I forgot to say one important thing. If you are a beginner and you are wondering what is this graph, what does this mean, how can you activate it from a game itself, this graph is actually a thing that you can see from a mod called Grim Internals, which allows first and foremost to auto pick up blueprints, lore notes, components, as well as rare items. It allows you to see incoming damage that your character receiving and from what exactly you're suffering the most, so that you can play around your weak and strong points. And when it comes to OA, it's your short version of offensive ability, DA defensive ability. First percentage is how high chance I have to hit monsters. The second number is actually how high of a crit chance I have to hit monsters with a critical attack. The second number defensive ability shows how high of a percentage my character have of receiving damage. And the last number shows the chance of me getting critically hit by monsters. So those are the things that you can look, the thing that you can activate when it comes to using this mod.
Can't do that yet.
Oh, I haven't seen that this Curse of Frailty actually now destroys your, I mean not your, but destroys the environment as well. Perhaps it was due to the Wendigo effect procced, Wendigo mark that has attached to it procced. Managed to pick 2 lore notes. I'll definitely going to read them. I am wondering when will eventually your Conjurer becomes... I mean, it will... To be honest, it will never become like... How should I put it? It will never be have the same protection as like Death Knight character, in my opinion. But when it comes to resistances from physical attack, I mean, there should be a point when I am not going to receive that much damage from those monsters just by getting hit physically from them. Or just getting hit by regular auto attacks, it's a better way to put it. Offensive ability. No defensive ability. Just damage absorption. Yeah, like exclusive skill from Occultist will help a bit. But in my opinion, it's still not enough. Alright, let's check those cells. Usually in some of them you can fight against an elite. Not right now, it seems. I do need to go back and open this chest up. Got my elixir. Whoops. Wait a second, I just noticed one thing. Let me double check. Oh, never mind. I thought that you're not going to waste mana on your Curse of Frailty if you haven't hit monsters from it. By it, excuse me. Minus 30% on the next level of Vitality resistance. Good. I do need to check those areas. Like I said, more seals, if possible. Sadly, by the looks of it, I'm not getting lucky when it comes to finding them. Well, got my hidden spoils here, and I can just go to the second floor of this place. So the next item that I will equip, the next gear pieces, is actually going to be either on level 40... Well, on level 50, to be honest. I completely missed with my Devouring Swarm ability. Yeah, like this thing can't happen. I'm going first to straight and then to the left, just because I want to find and collect a loot from yet another hidden spoil area.
That skill's not right.
Excuse me, not area, hidden spoil chest. Yeah, the thing is that this is not a Fast and Furious clearing of your areas. I mean, it's systematical clearing. You're moving from room to room, applying your totems, watching for your debuffs, so on and so forth. So in case you have wanted to see like fast-paced action, I don't know how to put it better, this character is not going to cut it for you. I mean, especially due to the fact that you need time for your totems to be active, to get some life leech from them. So on and so forth, so... Leveling with the Death Knight was definitely faster, but it's not, I do not want to say it's better. It's easier, because you do not have to keep track of that many things at once. But when it comes to what character is better, at this point it's hard for me to say. Skills could be better from one another. I mean, yeah, explain how just Force Wave is better, because you do not have to have yet another damaging skill like I do. I do have like 2 of them, Storm Totem and Wendigo Totem. 2 resistance reduction in the form of Devouring Swarm and Curse of Frailty. But to say that one character is better than the other, in certain aspects, I mean, yeah, you could say it, but when it comes to analyzing them and their full potential, I think it's purely a subjective point of view, to be honest. So I got rid of those debuffs. Let's clear those cultists from left and right before engaging against those demons. Oh, they have aggroed at me. Never mind. Fine, let's lure them all together, closer to my totems. Yeah, keep coming, guys. As well as you. So now it's a boss time. This boss only has one more dangerous ability that I should be very careful of, especially with my resistances, is... Actually, do I have something that boosts my chaos resistance? Now that I'm thinking of it, I should have. Just to be safe than sorry, I'm going to utilize one ointment that that gives you more chaos resistance. Because like I said, at this point I cannot craft Sanctified Bone. Let's type chaos resistance. Chaos resistance, I do have. Yeah, like with one of this thing I should be able to have a more safer approach against this guy. Let's use this ointment. Yeah, first phase shouldn't be that difficult whatsoever. I mean, I'm mostly worried about the second phase. And I shouldn't have reapplied my Wendigo Totem just yet. Alright, let's put back your curses. time to run because no, now it's time to run. Yeah, those 3 pulls. Yeah, it's only those 3 pulls that he creates who can deal some serious damage to me. Other than that, I shouldn't have, and I didn't have any problems. So let's go into the next area. And yes, to be completely honest, I was talking about the advantages of the force wave over and as well as leveling with the soldier, but you do have more damage on this guy. I mean, like I said, the longer fight lasts, the more damage you'll do. It's the fact, you cannot deny it, especially with your ability to stack up those totems as well as apply your curses. Like, I could rewatch my previous videos on my Death Knight character and could count or say that I have killed this boss faster on my Conjurer than on my Death Knight. No matter on what difficulty I'm going to well, especially when I'm talking about just normal difficulty. I haven't reached the Elite and Ultimate with him yet. With this character, I mean. Yeah, like those Chillman Ragers do not stand a chance. So I do need to get back and complete a quest, pick another one. Let's do it. Actually, 2 of them. Oh, I forgot about the lumber mill. Sorry.
I've already informed.
My bad.
You're here with the cult.
Lightning Frostburn. Yeah, right. And you... So at Fort Icon, this is the next area when I'm going to head. How much dynamite do I have? Oh, more than enough. That's good to know. I'm thinking about going straight for the Tomb of Archon. Wait, I have something to click on? Yeah. The crate that I can destroy. Oh, a lot of mobs, huh? Yeah, eventually when I'm going to unlock the Bloody Pox, things will go even faster. Yeah, like your gameplay when it comes to, like I said previously, I was kiting with the Death Knight as well. It's just that with the Conjurer, I feel like you need to do this a bit more because of how vulnerable he is to physical attack. And also because of the fact that you need to... If you're leveling with the totems and using them, and you are going to be using them, because you're not going to miss out on 2 damaging skills that have your type of damage, such as Storm and Wendigo Totem. The thing is that you're going to lure either monsters to them, or you're going to be running around the totem themselves, so this is the thing that you need to keep in mind. Unlike with Force Wave, where you just have to reposition your character, now you'll have to play around not only you yourself, monsters, but also your totems.
Can't do that yet.
Yeah, he should be dead. Marked procced.
Can't do that.
Did they say this vessel is mine? Okay. I mean, to be honest, after the whole game completion, when you complete the whole game as well as DLCs, you're wondering whether or not the heroes are going to run out of humans to possess sooner or later.
Can't do that yet.
Alright, more Ragers. Those boars could be dangerous just because some of them have the ability to charge straight at you. Keep this in mind.
Can't do that.
Alright, Wendigo marked procced. Let's continue. I mean, I can check the side areas as well. Like I said, just for the opportunity to farm up more friendly faction reputation.
Can't do that yet.
And this is by default means that you're going to have your better equipment sooner rather than later.
Can't do that yet.
That was weird. I mean, yeah, I do have higher resistance from elemental damage, especially, I believe, against, yeah, cold. But the fact that I was getting frozen a bit was interesting, if not to say the least. I am considering on my next level up just go for the Curse of Frailty until the end to close this up and then start working towards Bloody Pox. Alright, so let's finally cross this bridge. Yeah, it might seem like this is a big group of monsters, and you're actually right, but like I said, the longer the fight goes, you have more damage source. That means that they will not last that long. I got another lore note. Only 2 of them. Let's gather more. Yeah, this is better.
That skill's not right.
Oh, there's a ghoul also. Only 1 of them. Let's read the last lore note, I believe, from this story. Sure, I'll explode the road to the right.
Can't do that.
Yeah, at this point I'm getting used to keep track of my curses, totems, so on and so forth. Just imagine how unfamiliar I was with this character gameplay, especially when when I was trying to, how should I put it better, change my change my playstyle from a one-button character, force wave guy, to suddenly like 2 or 3 skills, as well as debuffs, so on and so forth. Especially on normal difficulty. I mean, I was leveling with the force wave on normal difficulty without even having Warcry, Mark of Torment, so on and so forth. So to have all of these things at once thrown at you was unexpected, to say the least. Right, I do need to turn my camera a bit just to see road further up ahead. No, nothing there. What about here? Same deal. That means I need to go further. I mean, I assume the next step in terms of how difficult your character will control, I mean, how well you're going to have to micro-control your character, is either guys with who creates pets, because they have also keep track of their minions, or perhaps the guys like something like a Spellbreaker, combination between the two elites, fine. Combination between the Nightblade and Mystic with a lot of active skills. Or, like I said, guys with minions. They have a long fight there. I mean, come on, Materials, you can win against one occultist. I wonder who is the easiest character to play. I mean, Death Knight is not the easiest, just because... I mean, let me clarify what I mean by easiest. He has Warcry ability, he has Mark of Torment, and some of them even have, like, Blitz, which you need to apply to reduce physical resistances of your target. The easiest for me, it would be, like, the one who just auto-attacks and does not have anything active for him, or at least just one active skill, and not more. A bit of a lag right there when I tried to rotate my camera. Yeah, let's go further.
That skill's not
Yeah, like about the hidden pet, I'll do this quest. Actually, I am thinking about doing those quests right now, because I haven't done a single part from it, meaning that I have yet to collect the Stone of Dreek, Soleil, as well as Beastmail, to open up a path to Temple of Tree. And believe it or not, it's important on every difficulty, because each of these quests will give you... I mean, on each difficulty, this quest will give you 3 skill point. That was weird. So, yeah, let's finish up with the Curse of Vulnerability. It's actually not this passage, it's the one right here that I had missed, which leads you to the hidden path.
That skill's not right.
Fine, I'll go further a bit. Especially since I do have an elite by the looks of it. Which is already dead. Yeah, I'll go further just to pick up extra devotion point from an unrestored altar.
Can't do that yet.
There is a boss in this area, which you can kill.
That skill's not ready.
Usually this boss located more to the left side area. Yeah, this altar I cannot yet restore because I haven't collected the Spirit of McDragon. As you can see, if I'm going to click on it, yeah, it highlights that my quest item is red, which means I do not have it in either of my stashes.
Can't do that yet.
Yeah, this is the boss that I'm talking about. It's actually not that hard to get rid of him, especially now, since I do have a lot of healing sources, resistance reduction, so on and so forth. So, yeah, as you can see, not a problem. When it comes to visiting Tomb of Korvac, I mean, perhaps I'll spoil things a bit for you if you haven't reached this point yet into the game and you're wondering whether or not you should full clear every area. Yeah, like generally you should, especially if this is your first meeting with this game, quote-unquote meeting, and you want to see every nook and cranny of it. But when it comes to effective time management, you can go in this area only in two options, in two choices. If you have chosen the Kaiman's Chosen faction, they will later give you a quest to go into the Tomb of Korvac, and right there you'll have to visit an optional area and kill the ghoul boss in it to collect his quest item from him. If you haven't, then the only reason if you're going to go there is for, yet again, Chthonic Seals, because partially this area will be populated by cultists. So you can use this to your advantage. Alright, let's kill this enforcer guy and finish up with this little circle. One chill main ranger and I believe two more. Yeah, three more right there. But I'm going to go in this area instead, just for the opportunity to, like I said, get myself a devotion point. And from now I'm going to level up the 2 points into Bloody Pox and 1 point into Mastery Bar.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, the Curse of Frailty has a great area of effect, if you ask me. Yeah, like this is the lore note which hints when you can find the entrance to your third hidden path questline. Let's continue.
Can't do that.
Yeah, those are lightning retaliation. Now that's new.
Can't do that.
Yeah, he was definitely the Hunter's Bane. I was initially encountered, I mean, not throughout my Death Knight playthrough, mostly the physical retaliation items. I have, to be honest, never seen the lightning retaliation. So this is why I was kind of surprised by clicking on an item just to check what it gives. And find out that it gives lightning retaliation effects. Oh yeah, I just forgot that I initially wasn't supposed to go for Revenant. I wanted to pick up the Lotus Constellation to have more mana regen and some... What does it give also? Vitality resistance, energy regen, healing effects, increased physical resistance. Yeah, the thing that I'm currently... I'm lacking, if not to say the least.
I can't carry anymore.
And of course I cannot carry any more items. Let's get rid of those guys first.
My inventory is full.
Of the void. No, chaos damage.
Can't do that.
Yeah, so the vitality damage, if you are not aware, also works in the same in the unique fashion. The more HP also character or a monster has, the more damage you're going to be dealing to him. It's not that noticeable right now because you're not going to face that many of a tankier targets, but it's still, believe me, on Elite and Ultimate difficulty things will definitely going to twist and change.
See what's left of my wares.
Acid poison, pierce. Vitality eater damage. Yeah, but without vitality decay. And I also do not have enough spirit. Yeah, like I'll sell it for now. Elemental damage. Nothing interesting for now when it comes to equipment. Yeah, this was with vitality damage, but it was also giving bonuses to pets, so this is why I decided to just sell it. Level 50. Yeah, and by the looks of it, it looks like the same armor that you can buy from the Outcast faction later on at Fort Icon, so this is why I'm not going to store this thing right now. Physical Eater, Physical, Lightning Electrocute. To be honest, I should have checked what can I craft when it comes to items. What do I mean by it? I have picked some of the blueprints from friendly factions, so on and so forth, when I played with the Death Knight character. Rather than constantly relying on picking up items, I can craft some of them.
See you around.
Alright, and I believe I got finally my 4 seals. This is why it's time to craft Sanctified Bone. Yeah, 4 seals. Let's go and craft ourselves some Sanctified Bone.
Best I can with what I've got.
I do need 4 purified souls. And I'll just put it into my helmet. Yeah, like a bit more chaos resistance and less damage from tonics will definitely going to help later on. I am thinking about removing the silk swatch and crafting yet another sanctified bone. This time in chest armor. Just because I want to be cautious, especially like against Sharzul, which is final boss in Bastion of Chaos, and in general against those demons in that area. I was constantly stuck because of the fact that those trees had blocked me.
That skill's not ready.
Alright, so I usually just go straight for the port icon and open up the waypoint there, and only then I'll go to the Tomb of Archon. Oh, a lot of them right here. Yep, so this is the dangers of not paying that much attention and not having that high of a physical resistance, as you just saw. My HP went quickly down. So yeah, I'll do the same procedure. First, I'll go to Fort Icon. So I was saying from time to time when I had played the Death Knight that you, to be honest, do not need to have caster armor on this game. I mean the ones that give you just low amount of armor in general. Instead, you should be looking for armor with high number on it. I mean equipment with high number of armor on it. Even if you are playing a quote-unquote mage character. Like I said, due to the fact that you're not going to have... You cannot constantly dodge every auto attack, every ranged attack, so on and so forth, and having low amounts of armor by default is going to mean that you will going to hit by attacks harder and harder later down the line. Yeah, a lot of HP potions, already 411. You can talk to this guy if you want to. I'm going straight for the waypoint. But first I need to remove those ethereals from here.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, this waypoint. One pack. Second pack. Yeah, he applied the damage immunity. This is why it was difficult to... I mean, It was impossible to penetrate through his armor initially. And sure, I'll complete this quest.
Good. You've it's precise.
Accept some more from them. I cannot accept their quest yet. Their faction quest, unique faction quest, need to be on honored level with them. So once again, the only equipment they can offer is this hat. Yeah, because anything else like Ether, Chaos, +2 to Doom Bolt. This has nothing to do with Vitality. Same things here. Pierce. Yes, only this hat. Perhaps except for those boots. I mean, if you're looking for more Ether and elemental resistance. +1 to Nightblade. Yeah, I was right. So now I do need to go towards... Actually this... Oh no, it's still sealed. I need to go towards the Tomb of Archon. I'll clear this area first a bit. From the Hyman's Chosen. Yeah, so far things are starting to work out in my favor. I'm getting familiar or getting a hand, put it how you want, of how this character is going to play. His strong points, his weak points, so on and so forth. And also, yeah, like, if an encounter is not ending swiftly, then yeah, this character is out-damaging. Like, I can safely say that he is out-damaging that knight with the Force Wave. If I can stack up to 3 totems, at this, not at the same time, but during a fight itself, as well as apply my curses, then I believe that my damage will be greater than 200 that night. At least for now. Yes, only guys that are being left is downstairs, and some of them upstairs. Hidden spoils. That's the second in this area. Oh, I haven't cleared the left wall also. Perhaps there is another hidden spoil that I do not remember, that I didn't manage to pick up. I do need to like think or find, like, the only real problem, to be honest, is I do need to find a way to craft a high armor gear that gives vitality damage. And I do mean craft because Black Legion is, well, with the exception of Outcast, it's your final friendly faction. And with the exception of Hat from Black Legion and perhaps some items I do not see until the Ashes of Melmoth DLC that will have Coven's Refuge in it, as well as Barrowholm at Melmoth's Resistance. I do not see how and from where I can buy a more protective pieces of gear. Yeah, so they have, all of them has been cleared, and the only passage that is left is straight to the Tomb of Archon. Yeah, those Order of the Death's Vigil, annihilating them. Yep, so cleared everything until Tomb of Archon. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be it for today's stream. I would like to thank everyone who was watching it, whether you had watched from the beginning or from a certain part. Nonetheless, once again, thank you for watching it, for listening to my commentary, as well as seeing how character performs at this stage of the game. I would like to remind you that if you want to check precise schedule of either my stream of Grim Dawn or my brother's Darkest Dungeon stream, you can do this under the schedule graph on Twitch channel, on my YouTube channel discussion graph, or on Twitter, on Facebook. All of the links you can find in the description. If you want to check also other parts of this playthrough or that night playthrough, you can do this on YouTube channel. Same thing goes if you want to check Grim Dawn tips and tricks video, which highlighted the dangerous attacks of certain bosses, as well as some stuff about resistances, catering towards beginner players. I mean, on which stages of the game you should having one resistance of another. You can also do it. And if you genuinely like this kind of content and you want to support us in any way, shape or form, consider subscribing to Twitch channel, to YouTube channel, leaving a like here or there, sharing videos and all the good stuff. It's just shows you from your side and from my side that mutual respect towards each other, and you are supporting us and motivating us of doing more videos from that sort of thing. With that said, once again, thank you, and I will see you on my next videos and streams. Take care, guys.